that post any duplicate content word for word. Quote, now finally it sounds like they're going to do more to take on sites that just repurpose content from other sites, hopefully including the countless sites that repost TechCrunch articles verbatim. What's odd is that everyone knows that original content already carries far more weight with Google algorithms than reposted content. Additionally, backlinks from well-ranked relevant sites is also a huge factor in building a strong Google PageRank, besides driving traffic to the source. Therefore, it would stand to reason that websites like TechCrunch should be overjoyed when other relevant sites post their content, as long as it is sourced with a hyperlink. Alexa ranks TechCrunch at 305 in the entire internet, no doubt due to their 36,374 links that Alexa recognizes. Without allowing the sharing of their original content, this level of achievement would be impossible under the current Google algorithm. So, indeed, based on any sort of logic, this is absolutely an attack on quote-unquote content farming websites, also known as data mining the news. For those who understand this concept, if they punish sites that repost content such as news aggregators that link back to them, the source will surely lose traffic and overall ranking despite being heavy in original content, which begs the question what people have been asking for: stronger action against content farms. Because gauging the rise in popularity of alternative news media, i.e. news aggregators, it seems that internet users themselves are not the ones complaining. It is obviously the entrenched dinosaur media that despises having to play on a level field, especially as it pertains to truthful reporting and analysis. Former executive editor of the Washington Post, Leonard Downey Jr., addresses old media versus new media in a September lecture where he excoriated the so-called content farms as parasites living off journalism produced by others. He even claims reposting of material, even if sourced, is stealing, as reported by Politico. Quote, the aggregators fill their websites with news, opinion, features, photographs, and video that they continuously collect, some would say steal, from other national and local news sites, along with mostly unpaid postings by bloggers who settle for exposure in lieu of money, Downey said. Though they purport to be a new form of journalism, these aggregators are primarily parasites living off journalism produced by others. They attract audiences by aggregating journalism about special interests and opinions, reflecting a predictable point of view on the left or right of the political spectrum, along with titillating gossip and sex, revealing photos of and stories about entertainment and celebrities account for much of the highly touted web traffic to the Huffington Post site, for example. Downey rightly states that these sites attract an audience seeking a certain point of view, but ignores the fact that mainstream outlets do the same. Some would argue that the real strength behind news aggregators is the ability to expose the establishment's gross injustices and other inconvenient truths without all the titillating distractions. As the masses become more aware of the establishment lies, they are flocking to alternative sites who cut through the BS and present a clear path to the truth. Google's algorithm changes seem to be yet another tool being used to direct the flow of information away from the alternative media to selected mainstream news sources. It compounds actions already taken by Google in their involvement in upending net neutrality in favor of megamedia machines, the attempt by Congress to crack down on copyright infringement by blacklisting domain names, and copyright extortionist lawyers suing over word links. It's obvious that the establishment will find a way to punish truth sites, either through technical penalization for reposting material, reducing access speed, blogging taxes, lawsuits for copyright infringement, or by arbitrarily blacklisting the domain altogether. At its core, this Google algorithm seems to punish information sharing in favor of protectionist conglomerates with large writing staffs. Beautiful choice of wording there by that author of this article. We in the alternative media would do well to recognize that these actions being taken by the elite of the media world are just another sign of their weakened state. Now is the time for the alternative media to seek more writers and more cooperation, and I wholeheartedly agree. Although I think that every second of our fight is a time when we need more people to be getting up and taking the mic on the radio and getting out of their house and conducting real street activism. Get outside the news buildings with signs and banners and, bullhorn ABC News if you have to. Get out there, do something. Hand out DVDs, go door to door, talk to your neighbors. Literally, go walk out of your house, sometime this next week. and just for like say 2 hours, go walk around and spend some time talking to the people on your block about current events, and be polite and don't be too pushy, and bring a DVD and don't paint your face like the Joker and bring Obama Joker flyers. Probably a bad idea. You don't get taken very seriously that way. So, but those are the things that we can do. I absolutely agree. And the mainstream news, you can see the mainstream news get closer and closer, pushing the boundaries of the alternative media, especially on the right-hand side of the news, particularly with Fox. You can see Glenn Beck ripping off Alex Jones more and more. I actually personally think they're working together. I think that's a whole tandem act thing. I really don't. I don't believe that that's Glenn Beck, quote unquote, ripping off Alex Jones. I mean, I guess in a way you could look at it like that, but I'm pretty sure they're both on the same team. There's really no difference between Glenn Beck and Alex Jones. It's just Jones is one step deeper into the counterintelligence gatekeeper rabbit hole is all it is. But yeah, there you have that out of the activistpost.com. Google seeks to weaken search engine ranking of content farming websites. And alright, here we go. We'll get into this when we get back. I'm actually going to throw a track up here. Well, yeah, we'll throw a couple tracks up. We're going to play Immortal Technique, Speak Your Mind, and then after that, it's going to be Immaculate and Only One with Superman. You're listening to In Search of the Truth. I'm Derek in the Midwest. Catch you in about 7 minutes.
You have to speak the truth. You have to speak your mind. Every time I speak my mind, I'm lyrically critical. The pinnacle of being revolutionarily pivotal. Beyond anything ever studied that's metaphysical. Man, fuck a minority. I'm not politically minimal, but obviously terminologies that are statistical are manufactured to be unequivocally subliminal. Transmitted by monopolized media visuals. So I riddle hypocritically pitiful criminals. Habitually utilizing typical rituals with false pretense in attempts to be spiritual to individuals who believe in biblical miracles instead of themselves, cause they're not thinking original, and the color of their skin makes them feel invisible, like microscopic miscarriages lynched with the umbilical. Only a fucking imbecile would think they're uncorrectable, cause you're susceptible to becoming more than a spectacle. Remember that you're flesh and blood and your body's dissectable. I'll beat you until you're a vegetable and wake up in a hospital covered in poisonous chemicals, in a fetal position with your face sewn to your testicles, thinking that you were kidnapped by extraterrestrials. You got heart, I'm the blood that pumps in your ventricles. Technique, I'm like your soul, nigga, indispensable, with no respect for those who cower at the hour of revolution, because the government owes my people restitution instead of sedatives like cocaine and prostitution. Conclusion is that you'll have to violently silence me, cause I raid the airwaves at cutthroat piracy. In school my teachers blinded me, but now I can see. Now I'm mentally and revolutionarily free, broadening horizons about what my people could be if we wasn't set up to get shot, locked, to OD. You see, families bleed because of corporate greed, and monopolizing weed is virtually impossible, so it won't be legalized, and that's another obstacle. But I'm still rolling up pocketfuls of tropical. The government's involved directly, so it's unstoppable, like a nuclear rocket full of biochemical toxins that invade the ecological. Improbable that the average intellect could understand, so I encrypted this into hip-hop that's in high demand and spread it through the ghetto of every city like contraband. Stomp a man of any complexion with a devilish nature, cause I'm trying to save the earth, but you're just getting in line to rape her. I was born to be a hero inside of this foul hell, found in the field wrapped in red, call me Kal-El. I X-rayed the industry when they said that style sells, cause they rednecks from the south hitting claps and cowbells. I breathe on your producers, freeze them dead in their tracks, cause they bank off Pac and every other dead one that rap. They edit their vocals to give themselves credit on tracks, but if they dead and gone, how you resurrecting them back? I even hear the small artists that are wrapped in a lie, cause they really didn't read the contract that they signed. They traded 25 G's for like half of their lives. Has 25 to life, now they rap till they die. The heat from my eyes melts through ice and bling. They wear crosses but don't represent what Christ did believe. They talk about the sound of a gun and found in a slum, but they neglect the real struggles in the town that they're from. I'm the strength for all the cities that I bear on my back. MTV destroy your city worse than terror attacks. I fly above where the next ground zero might be. The sky can never be a limit for a hero like me. I'm the strength for all the cities that I bear on my back. MTV destroy your city worse than terror attacks. I fly above where the next ground zero might be. The sky can never be a limit for a hero like me. Live in a society that's longing for blood. We harm the earth worse than any tsunamis or floods. Police are the guys you don't fuck with on a block. A real hero's vigilante justice on the cops. I shouldn't have a reason to carry a weapon. I'd rather take our guns and have them buried with Heston. How could you take an American dream from a soldier? A real hero died on the 17th of October. Kryptonite's power seen in the face of a still. Before me, heroes cowered to green in the face of a bill. It's turned us into villains and been making us still. But I'ma make them rebuild for every race that they kill. I'll give you hope when you stripped of your feelings. Real hero would've stopped the planes from hitting those buildings. I'll help you see through the fog and dust. A real hero would've stopped the banks from robbing us. I'm the strength for all the cities that I bear on my back. MTV destroy your city worse than terror attacks. I fly above where the next ground zero might be. The sky can never be a limit for a hero like me. I'm the strength for all the cities that I bear on my back. MTV destroy your city worse than terror attacks. I fly above where the next ground zero might be. The sky can never be a limit for a hero like me.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Derek in the Midwest here. I am back. This is In Search of the Truth. You can catch this show every Sunday and Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time at slimswazy.com. And right now we're in the middle of going through the U.S. news. And this article is out of Raw Story, and this is the first time I've seen anything like this in any sort of mainstream publication. I was just absolutely mind blown to see this. I'm gonna read it, and I'm assuming that a lot of the people that listen to my show have a grasp on what's going on and the details of the power structure and the people at the top. And there are a group of people that have been very, very secretive, called the CNP, the Council for National Policy. And this group is more secretive than the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group now publishes membership lists, and the Council for National Policy is still tight-lipped as to who its members even are, much less publishing any sort of minutes or having news agencies reporting on it or anything of that kind of sort. And now, Raw Story, the headline is, High-ranking members of U.S. military, part of Knights of Malta Opus Dei, reporter claims. What? That's amazing. Never have I seen anything like this in mainstream news. Now, let's think about what this means while we read the article, all right? Veteran investigative reporter Seymour Hersh has broken some massive stories in his day, but uncovering secret societies within the highest echelons of America's military would probably be the biggest of his career. Well, get ready for the media storm, because that's essentially what Hersh told an audience in Doha, Qatar recently, according to a report published earlier this week by Foreign Policy. Speaking at a campus operated by Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service, Hersh said he was working on a new book that details how 8 or 9 neoconservative radicals, if you will, overthrew the American government. Okay, now, I gotta stop right here. First of all, I have to mention that speaking at a campus operated by Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service, Jesuit Georgetown University, alright? So that's connection number one to the elite pre